Hey, welcome into the Five Hole Fantasy Hockey Podcast, the fantasy hockey podcast that has also checked in on a Quinn Hughes trade, along with the Weather Channel, NASA, and I hear the UN is kicking the tires too. We are your hosts tonight, Alan and Jay. Jay, have you seen some of the memes for like a potential Quinn Hughes trade going around on Twitter?
They need to be shared with the world, Alan. Oh my goodness.
Some of them, like, it took me a minute to realize this was a meme. Like, some of these, I'm like, you know what, seems legit. And then some teams, I'm like, okay, they're fucking with me. This is a joke. But we're here tonight with your shutdown shift, your preview of the weekend to hopefully help you shut down your opponent, get that W. Before we get into the show, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow the podcast on your app of choice if you haven't done that already. Come hang out with us in our Discord community with over 3,000 fantasy hockeyiacs or maniacs. I don't know, whatever. I tried to make up a word. It didn't work. All words are made up. Or follow us on Twitter for updates and that sweet ability to slide into our DMs. Let me pop up the slides. Oh, I should have popped up the slides earlier. Oh, well. Anyway, headlines. So storylines here. Brandon Bussey, Carolina Hurricanes. He is the third goalie in the last 40 years to win 9 games in his first 10 career games. The other two guys, pretty good company to be in. Igor Shesterkin and Freddie Anderson, the other member of the Carolina tripod right now. Yeah, man, they say history often doesn't repeat, but it certainly rhymes. It was not Mark Twain, apparently. And then I don't want to dive too deeply into this next one because we do have a mailbag question on him. Jacob Fowler has been recalled from AHL Laval. He currently 10-5-0 with 3 shutouts, 919 save percentage, and a 209 goals against average. Jacob Dobes and Sam Montembeault not doing so hot. This is kind of a hope that they can stop the bleeding somehow in net. Martin St. Louis has said that like he's most likely going to get 1 game coming up here on this 3-game road trip they got.
Right.
I think his ownership's already not too shabby. But yeah, someone to keep an eye on, definitely. Oh, and then the game just ended. Rangers got shut out, but they have ended their 5-forward power play experiment. They did put Scott Morrow on the power play, so now they're 4 forwards, 1 defenseman. I think they got 2 power play chances. He was on both of them. Not sure how that unfolds for kind of the rest of this week going into next week. Next week could be real nice if that holds up. We'll definitely get to that later. And then moving on to injuries. Logan Cooley, terrible news. Out indefinitely. They haven't classified the injury yet. So I feel like this is hold him in IR until we get clarification on this one. But out indefinitely after what I can only describe is wrapping his leg around the goalpost, a la Steven Stamkos. Even in regular motion, it looks bad, but in slow motion, it looks even worse. It's definitely one of those, yeah, I remember biology class, and legs aren't supposed to bend in that direction. Yeah. But yeah, it looks like, and I don't think you're going to be able to get him, but I think Nick Schmaltz is now centering line 1, or definitely centering one of the lines in the top 6. I think he's mostly owned up there.
I think it is Schmaltz,
yeah. Definitely think so.
Or is the opportunity Baron Hayton? Because then he gets the second power play in the second center slot.
He's definitely available, but I mean, God, how many times have we suggested Barrett Hayton just purely on deployment and he's done nothing? I don't know. How many points does he even have on the season? Like maybe 5?
It's disgusting. Yuck. He's at 5 points this season.
And then Matt Zuccarello left Monday's game with upper body injury. Man, words are hard and made up. I think if I'm remembering the right video, it could be a concussion because he just kind of got just drilled straight to the head. Tarasenko slotted into his even strength and power play slots. I'm kind of interested. I know they got Yurov back on line one. He's already kind of, I don't know, iffy. I feel like you grab him as a stream, but are we interested in Tarasenko depending on Minnesota's schedule, Jay?
Yeah, I think it's still a schedule dependent setup, right? The team itself, right? Like is doing well, but at the same time, he's not a like, let's check Tarasenko first, right? Like Tarasenko's currently averaging out on still 15 minutes a night. Although he did score tonight, or not? Sorry, he scored 2
in that
nights
last
ago.
game.
I don't know, Alan. That was his very first goal in Lord knows how many games. What was it? 7 games prior he had scored none. So that was his first duck broken. I
think Minnesota. I do think Minnesota has like one of the better-ish. Yeah, they have the Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Saturday, Sunday to end the week. So
they do have a
and I didn't look
schedule.
ahead.
They do have a busier schedule. I don't know, Alan. It's one of those where I think I wish at these moments we had like A or B, with B being Tarasenko, right, and then just kind of we could go, I would rather have A. I would rather have A. I guess I would have to say B if Tarasenko was B at some point, just to give listeners some of that.
Well, I mean, this might be like, okay, well, I'm down Matt Zuccarello. Do I look on another team? Do I look at, I don't know, like a Troy Terry? Do I look at, I don't know, like a Josh Stone, someone who's hot right now? Okay. Something like that. There we go. So this may be a situation where the next man up isn't the best pickup.
Just to immediately respond to your two guys there, I do think I would go with both Troy Terry and Josh Stone ahead of Tarasenko. But could also be famous last words in the sense that imagine Tarasenko, like they're in the same ilk, I think. Right. I agree with you.
I mean, he's playing with Kaprizov, one of the best like wingers in the game right now. But I don't know. I feel like there's too many sort of out of place guys on that line at that point, and you're hoping that Kaprizov sort of stirs the drink alone. Yes. But a few returns, which is nice. That's what we like. We like players coming back, not going out. David Pastrnak returned. What this does for that sort of weird top line that suddenly became like the Bergeron, Marchand Pasta of like several years ago. I don't know. We'll see. But you got to think Pasta is going to get definitely power play 1 back. I'm sure the time on ice will still be there. But what this guy does for the guys like Steen, we'll see.
And interesting to note too, right? With the return of Pasta, with a big win, with Pasta getting 3 apples.
Yeah.
Morgan Geekie having an absolute free skate game, eh? Craziness.
Yeah, what a season. Yeah, him and Pasta like competing for team lead on goals.
But what I was saying is Geekie did absolutely nothing with Pasta coming back too. Aside from winning 3 faceoffs, like Geekie got nothing across the board. Like it was kind of incredible actually to see.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's not like Geekie had, like I would reasonably say the game state wasn't something that needed Geekie to exert tons of time on ice as well. Right. 15 minutes of ice time. Yeah, it kind of seems like, just a game where once you have the lead, you're chipping the time away.
Yeah. And then for Dallas, we got Thomas Harley back. Not that probably means much for fantasy, unfortunately, because Miro Heiskanen is still kicking. And Matt Duchene returns. So this could be fantasy relevant. Right now he's about 53% owned, so available in kind of half the leagues. With all the injuries they're having, Jay, I feel like he gets top 6 time.
He does.
Now he did start 4th line. He had like right under 16 this time on ice. It did sound like they were trying to ease him back, but I don't know. I mean, is this I'm not gonna say run, don't walk to go check, but is this someone we're definitely keeping an eye on in half those leagues where he is available?
Yeah, add him to the watch list, right? Especially with how the schedule shakes out. Although this week is a piss poor schedule for Dallas,
Yeah.
but week 11 is a very good, like the December 15 week is a beautiful week for Dallas. So I would say maybe it's a just watch list him so that you can add him in for later. But yeah, I don't think this week is the one where I would heavy target him.
Cool. Yeah. And then Tampa Bay Lightning you thought you had all three coming back, but not so much. Braden Point and Nikita Kucherov did come back. I mean, Kuch did miss one game. Points missed a few. Victor Hedman did come back. Played a period in a few minutes and left. Waiting to have him reevaluated. Hopefully some of you like me hung on to Darren Radish. He's 54% owned. Might want to go see if he's still there. Because he, even before Hedman left the game, he was still getting power play 1. They haven't said, again, waiting to be reevaluated. No updates yet on how long Hedman will be out, if he's going to miss any time at all. Sounds like he re-aggravated whatever it was, or maybe it's one of those compensatory injuries. You get maybe whatever he was playing on, he aggravated something in the opposite, and I don't know. But point being, go to see if Darren Radish is there. And then a few others that came in. Scott Wedgwood, maybe nothing, maybe something. He was pulled at the end of last night's game by the concussion spotters. Blackwood didn't have to do anything though, because I guess the game ended with the next shootout at the opposite end or the next shot at the end of the other end of the ice. John Carlson sounds like he could play tomorrow night. And then Hellboy, Connor Hellbuck, returned to practice this week. Sounds like maybe they're targeting the earlier end of that 4 to 6 week timeline. Thank goodness, because I don't know why I did it, but I foolishly made him my first round pick in the Super Bangers League that Jay and I are in, because goalies are very high risk, high rewards. So I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be sweet. Has not been sweet so far. So I'm hoping he comes back and it'll be worthy of that first round pick. So that takes us to weekend preview. So unfortunately, no one's got that Thursday, Friday, Sunday schedule. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, I had to double check on this. I felt like I was having deja vu. Some of the same teams we saw last week. Carolina, I think, Jay, same guys we probably talked about last week, right?
Yeah.
Stankoven, Stahl in face-off leagues, Walker and Miller for riffs. Oh, and yeah, man, big news. It sounds like Stahl is on power play 1 now. So
yeah, I saw that.
Lots of Ehlers drops now.
Well, the other one I was wondering too is that second power play, like just how much deployment do they get? Because I'm looking at the second power play and it's like all the stalwarts that like everyone believed would become Carolinas tomorrow are there, Alan. Like it's like Nikishin, Stankoven, Blake. And I was like, if Ehlers joins, that's kind of just par for the course. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Everyone
it's his Winnipeg treatment, right? Like just not quite good enough to get power play 1 or line 1.
It's not you, it's me, you know, like it's
but it's very much you. Edmonton, I don't know, man. I just Ekholm 44%. I just not someone or not a team I'm just really not interested in anyone on that isn't really owned up. I don't know, maybe guys like Podkolzin.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. It's still those same ragamuffins that are, you know, like very, very good and amazing hockey players, but just aren't gonna buff out an Evan Bouchard or you know, like I think not Evan Bouchard. Who's the guy that I'm thinking that would be constantly bounced out? Probably like a Nuge, right? Like Nuge might be possibly a shiftable, but I don't even think so. I think Nuge does enough of the dirty work. Well, not dirty work, so to speak. But he's just played in that system and setup for so long with familiarity that I think he's like a staple of that line as well. Like, Alan, at one point, I was heavily considering Ty Emberson. That is the scale to which there is no opportunity on this team, right? Yeah, right.
He did have an assist last night. I feel like you're chasing the current McDavid line mate, or
it's disgusting.
Like I said, someone like Ekholm. It's a wasteland.
But what Minnesota? About Savoy? What about Savoy? This guy that's getting.
I feel like he's got to get the deployment though. I know he's kind of a higher end prospect.
Oh no, I was wondering why he was like, like his rostership was getting like, zooming up, and I think it's because he scored 3 goals over the past 3 games, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, but yeah, that's kind of that level of chasing that we're doing when it comes to an Edmonton.
But I do feel like he is I do feel like that was flash in the pan. I don't feel like he gets the time on ice, the deployment for that to stick. But yeah, but that's perfect streamer material though, right? Like, yes, you want that flash in the pan, and you want it when you pick him up.
For any listeners who were asleep at the wheel for a couple of weeks, just a reminder again that David Tomashik, there is the red minus button. Like, there is the red minus button for you, and no, he does not get any deployment. He's literally like stapled to the 4th line. Just a reminder for any folks out there who forgot about it.
Oh man, but Minnesota, Tarasenko 3% again. Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, if Zook misses any sort of significant time, it looks like he's getting his even strength and power play deployment. Man, Yakov Trenin, if you're in like bangers points category leagues,
incredible
beast. Daniil Yurov strictly for even strength deployment, 1%. And then Stretch, I kind of thought this is weird. Just go check on Z Boyum. He's 43% owned. I know we've been over this before.
I saw that one
like
too,
that Minnesota defenseman doesn't really always factor in on the power play points, the power play goal, but it's better than 0 chance. And I mean, again, these are Thursday, Saturday teams, so a defenseman is going to be a lot easier to slot in than another forward. Worth a shot.
Alan, I'm kind of wondering at some point if like this same mold of the Minnesota defenseman seems to like rear its ugly head over and over and over for us as fantasy, players, so to speak. But what are they teaching in the wild, like practice arena? Like, are these guys all like, hey, you got to do everything responsible defensively because they're damn winning their games, Alan?
Yeah.
But I'm like,
oh God, yeah.
You need to make sure everything you do responsibly never shows up on a fantasy hockey stat sheet. It's like, what are they teaching them? You know what I mean?
Right.
Sticks in the lane, but get out of the way so like you don't get a block, and you like what in the world are they teaching them there? It's crazy, and it works. That's the craziness too.
Actually, before we get to the next team, we'll go to their sworn enemy. So yeah, I like Frank's question here. So Jay, you would probably be more of an expert on this. Hildeby looks good. Yeah, I don't know why Tampa made him look good. That was a terrible idea. Is this legit? Do we think that, if both Stolarz and Hull miss significant time, which it sounds like they will, like another week or two, Hildeby worth a look?
Yeah, I think it's not just worth a look, but I think at this point he's probably taken, right? Like 35% ownership. I know he's taken in all the leagues that I'm playing in. 35% is, I guess, worthwhile to check. But also, I think the thing with Toronto as well is Toronto is now getting healthy is the big thing, right? Like, so who's out right now? McCann, Riley. Okay, like it's not full strength by any stretch of measure, but this is not like they still have Matthews, Nines, Nylander, OEL seems to be having a sort of OEL-essence, right? Like this is a team that is still getting, and I mean, Alan, like you must have seen it with the Tampa game against the Leafs too. Like this is a team in the
such a close game. Like that was like both of those goalies, not even like the starting goaltenders. both of those goalies were just amazing.
And I mean, look at the Leafs too. This is still a team that is getting chronically outshot and like holding on to leads with like, the skin of their fingernails. I mean, ride Hildeby to see what what it would entail. But yeah, like I think with Hildeby right now, like it looks like the Leafs are
yeah, they're out of the bottom. Aren't they only like a couple points back from like first in the division now? It's
I don't know, Alan. I feel like everyone is only a couple of points out of first in the division, though. No, like Tampa's first in the division, right? Like Boston's right up there with like I don't know. It's everyone's so tight. But I will say, yeah, the Leafs have won 6 of their last 10, and crucially, the Leafs are losing in overtime, which is super important. I'm going to say in this league,
those points add up.
Yeah, just losing overtime. Like, yeah, frick. Can't be losing a goal in like the last 60 seconds of games. It's so stupid.
But yeah, and now Montreal. Not a lot of guys to stream on this team. Most of the guys you would be interested in are owned up. I mean, but if on occasion, Zach, by rare occasion, Zach Bolduc gets some prime deployment, he'd be worth picking up. Alex Carrier for blocks. And I mean, yeah, Arbor Jakai, Wi-Fi for hits and pims. But yeah, not a lot to work with on this team.
What do you think that goalie setup is going to roll out to be? Like Montreal, truthfully, should.
You're going to have to watch. Like, it's going to be like Carolina and actually not Buffalo's down to 2. Colton Ellis left last night's game. Yeah, it'll be one of those. You're just going to have to watch the starting goalie report.
Because, Alan, if they had average goaltending, I think Montreal, with that hot start to the season, should have been top. They should still be top of the division, right? Like, it's not been like a one-horse race in the division at all, right? But this is disgusting. Like, 8-5-7 with Monty, 8-8-7 with Jakob Dobas. Like, this is not playoff-level goaltending.
No.
But their offense definitely is like, I would even say, like, at some points in the season, I thought they were contending levels.
Out of the gate, they looked, I mean, at least playoff contender. For sure. Yeah, they're fun to watch.
But their defense, like, their goaltending needs to really, really shift. And that's the part that gives me pause about this Fowler kid. I was like, there's been precedent. We've seen precedent of someone showing up out of nowhere and just saving a team season. Jordan Binnington. Don't say that to me, Alan. Now as I've dropped him in all the leagues.
But I mean, that doesn't mean that every year after they're really good. Jordan Binnington.
Right. I think the real test, let's see. So Fowler's going to get one of the upcoming 3.
Yeah.
If they want him to roll and ride, I don't think you can start him off like that in that Sunday game against Edmonton, right? That seems like throwing kids to the wolves. You know what I mean? Like,
that could go either way, though. It depends on which version of Edmonton you get.
I guess we do take no prisoners on this pod, Alan. Oh my goodness,
dude! Even the freaking meta algorithm gets it. The freaking meta has me pegged. They just know I love just ripping on Edmonton.
It is entirely fair. They are coming off. They are the second half of a back-to-back. So I guess Fowler probably is likely, if we're really, really saying the odds, he probably is likely to get Edmonton if they were to grab him from any of those guys. But geez, right now he is at a 0% save percentage and also 1,000% save percentage because he's not had any of that to color his stats yet. But Alan, 8-8-7. Schrodinger's goalie. But Lord goodness, Alan, like 8-5-7, like, dude, is that even that's not even a 90%, right? That's nothing. That's no. I don't know. I
don't know if it's changed yet, but I did check league average a few days ago. It's like 900. It was like 897 or something like that. League average right now.
Mind you, like, just remember, like, when Josh was on the pod, right? Hey, anything that causes, the Cabs to be despondently terrible music to my ears, right? But I'm just saying, like, in terms of fantasy appreciation, I was like, look at the quality of that offense. Look at the quality of those skaters. I was like, you could not be handing that quality team.
I don't know. That
kind of
defense is
goaltending.
awfully suspect after, and this is a sample size of one clip, like where the defense was pretty much in a straight line down the slot, and Tampa just scored. Like that goalie had no chance. Like Tampa just scores. Like it was a no brainer.
Right.
But yeah, Jersey. Just go check on Dawson Mercer. I feel like that's the guy to try and stream. And then Simon, is it Simon or Simone Nemec?
Simone
Nemec. Yeah, I feel like we decided that rule a long time ago. Always assume it's Simone. 27%, and then again, I feel like the high risk, high reward play here. Artem Gritsuk, 2% owned for that deep play, and then let me pull up this because I remember to screenshot this. 3 points in 3 shots in Tuesday's game. So he's got 6 points in his last 7 games, shooting right around 3 shots per game. Like almost like maybe his time on ice. I didn't look at his time on ice, but I'd be shocked if he's getting right around that 15 mark. But yeah, definitely maybe a deeper league play, but very high risk, high reward for him. I like it.
We're still talking about Gritsuk, right?
Yeah, Gritsuk.
Well, it looks like his last few games he's still hovering around 14 minutes.
Okay. So he's almost at that like move from stream to maybe like a short to medium term hold.
Well, the also strange part with him is that he's averaging right now half a point a game. Does that look right? 16 points, 30 games. Sorry, wait, no, I'm misreading. Sorry, he's at 16. Yeah, sorry, 6. Yeah, I am right. 16 points, 30 games. But is his shot volume sustainable? Holy shit, Alan. It is so sustainable. 72 shots, 7 goals. So he's right around 10%. No? That seems like crazy sustainable.
Yeah. And again, he's a rookie, so who knows? We don't know what he is yet. Like he
100%.
could be a 10% shooter, he could be a 15% shooter. We
100%.
We don't know yet.
But like so long as Alan, is this a dependent on Hughes being out? You know what I mean? Like does his
I don't know.
Yeah. Because he's not competing with Hughes on a center basis.
Right.
But he's getting power play 2 deployment. Mind you, he did get on the end of 3 points yesterday, and none of them were power play points, which is incredible, which means him still being on power play 2, there is still more ceiling for him to unlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see him getting power play 1 anytime soon, unless they're just really trying to shake things up.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not with, and this is with.
Yeah, when Jack comes back, like, I feel like things will kind of go back to normal there.
100%.
Philly, somehow Owen Tippett's down to 35%. I know he hasn't really been scoring, but geez. Travis Sanheim, currently power play 1 defenseman. I feel like his peripherals are pretty good too. Kind of surprised. Again, another power play 1 defenseman just kind of hanging out on the wire there. Anyone on Philly or C&J?
I'm so surprised that Sanheim's getting the deployment that he is, right? I'm just like so used to seeing all the who are the other guys? Who are the other stalwart disappointments?
I think we saw. I thought we were thinking Drysdale was going to be all season for the Zegras connection.
Cam York is out. That makes sense. Oh, that's why. Okay. So Cam York, Jamie Drysdale, Sanheim, and Allen. I swear Sealer at one point was there too. Like it's just been.
Right.
It's been.
And it sounds like Risto is near try Ristolainen in there because I know in Buffalo he had some experience on power play 1. Who knows?
Alan, I think this team is literally just Konechny, Zegras if you like are a masochist and really like rolling the dice each game. And Owen Tippett is kind of weird. Like Owen Tippett is always like underrated to over expectations and like overrated to like his complete naysayers. And it's like this weird sort of, what was the term you said, Alan? Schrodinger's player? Yeah, that's
Schrodinger's player. Yeah. He's the best player and the worst player. We don't know yet.
Yes. Owen Tippett is Schrodinger's expectations is what he is, basically. It's like completely inverting constantly.
And then yeah, Pittsburgh. Yeah, not a lot here, but Tommy Novak, less than 1% owned. I refuse to believe any player is like 0% owned ever. But center only, which makes him hard to roster on the Thursday and Saturday. But he is apparently line one right now with Crosby and Rust, 4 points in his last 3 games. Other than that, Anthony Mantha, high risk, high reward guy. I feel like he's scored a little bit lately here.
What do we think about Ben Kindle?
I'm only excited for him if he's playing with Crosby. Because I think I've seen him on like the third line.
Yeah, he's centering the third line, which is kind of those things where it's like, good, you're not playing with Crosby though. Like it's like one of those like immense disappointments. And I think the issue as well is that I'm waiting and hoping like him playing with Crosby has the other added benefit of like adding his additional wing eligibility. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. Oh yeah, that was nice when they added that.
If he's like right now he's still center only, and I'm just thinking if finally he played enough games centering, like I don't know, like on Crosby's wing, they'd give him the eligibility, and if they smack him back down, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? You can slot him on your like right wing or left wing. He'll get that out, like access and power play 1 deployment to Crosby. God, it's so hard to roster him and justify rostering him when he's center only.
Yeah, I remember I tried rostering him when he was center only. That was tough. But yeah, Novak, that's gonna be tough. That's maybe more like a Sunday Hail Mary play. I don't know.
Alan, Chris Letang, right? Chris Letang at 35%. Got
35. Wow. If I had to guess, I would have guessed he would have been like a 43% guy.
For sure. And I think the thing with Carlson is that Carlson and Letang seem to be doing that thing where I guess they're double. What do you call it? Like they're rotating duties, right? So it looks like Letang gets D1 and Carlson D2, but then they invert the power plays, right? So Letang gets power play 2 and Carlson quarterbacks the power play 1. I think, Alan, if we're talking about which we prefer, we'd rather the D2 pairing power play 1 combo, right? If we had to choose between the two.
I'm always going to say like I always want the power play 1 guy.
Yeah,
like,
I think so too.
Unless it's someone like even Uyghur still kind of holds some value even when he's not getting power play 1 just because his peripherals are
so strong
off the chart. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know if Letang's peripheral. I mean, he might stumble backwards into like an assist or something.
Yeah. No, let's see right now. He's got 48 shots, 28 games, not even 2 shots a game, 37 blocks, 33 hits. So you're basically getting a guy that's like 1.5 shots per game, 1 hit per game, 1 block per game. I don't know if that's no, I'd rather the power play 1.
But Letang would be again, defenseman would be easier to stream in on like a Thursday, Saturday. So not a terrible play. So Friday, Sunday, only 2 teams that have that. Seattle, probably much easier to stream from. Montour and Dunn are the only skaters on that team that were above 50% ownership. I feel like Jared McCann should be well above 33%. I know he was injured for a while with no updates, but he is back. Especially in like bangers cats leagues, like he should absolutely be much higher than 33%.
Alan, you know the issue? I seriously
they don't score a lot. There's that, but like
that is definitely a core issue. I was thinking the main issue is that when Yahoo and Fantrax lists out the players, they default to doing it by points scored so far in the season, right? So
so he's going to be just
way at the bottom. And I swear it's like we've hit that critical mass of games played where there's enough games on all the existing core players that unless they scroll down, they'll never get to see that McCann is actually like, oh God, like he's in terms of like averages, he's way at the top.
Right.
That's where
it's nice. You got to do, sometimes you just got to look by like past 7 days, past 14 days. Yeah. And then Utah, I don't know. There might be some guys that get you peripherals, but I don't know. I think Jack McBain scored a goal tonight, but there really isn't much. Most everyone's owned up here.
yeah, you're talking like Ian Cole for like some peripherals or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's real tough.
Back-to-backs for goalie streams: Chicago at St. Louis versus Detroit. I don't know if I want to stream Soderblom. I feel like every game I've seen him start, he gets blown up. Probably no way you get Spencer Knight. I don't even know what his ownership is.
88%. Yeah, it's not looking great.
Yeah.
Holy bully. 7 goals against in his last start.
Yeah.
4 goals against, 9 goals against. This is
you're just I feel
criminal.
like you're out of luck trying to get any of that Chicago back-to-back.
Next.
Yeah.
Who are they facing?
What?
Detroit?
I don't know, man. Did they end up shutting out Calgary tonight? No, Flames just
they
scored.
shut out the Rangers. They shut out the Rangers. Oh, sorry. You're talking about Detroit. Yeah.
I'm talking about tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Chicago just shut out the Rangers, but that was Spencer Knight. That wasn't Soderblom.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm not interested in a Soderblom start.
No.
But Saturday, Sunday, guys, Carolina. I mean, Bussy. We just talked about how apparently he has made this historic little run his first 10 games against Philly. I'd be interested in either one of those
Very
games.
interested.
Edmonton. I don't want either Edmonton goalie. I still hate myself that I'm trying to make this relationship with Stuart Skinner work. I don't care that supposedly they have like the 5th easiest schedule for the rest of the season. Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing this to myself.
I was fortunate enough to have Connor McDavid in one of my keeper leagues. Not like a forever keeper, but like one of my keeper leagues in one of those massive teams. And he and the rest of the Edmonton offense is awakening, Alan. It's like I forgot the famous person quote about like slumber, but yeah, they're rumbling away.
The sleeping giants waking up.
The sleeping giants waking up.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know, Alan. Like at a certain point, I'm just looking at Stuart Skinner, and God damn it, they still managed to lose yesterday.
They lost to Buffalo. This is what Stuart Skinner does to me. Like he makes me believe he's a shutout, or he has that 1-0 game against Minnesota. He makes me believe. He gives me hope. And then lays an egg against someone like Buffalo. What it is those cream colored jerseys, Jay. They need to wear those cream colored jerseys because what was the stat I saw? It was like they scored 21 or 23 goals in the 3 games they've worn them so far. They just need to switch those. Anyway, Minnesota, you're not going to get either of those goalies at this point. Montreal, New York, and Edmonton, no thank you. New Jersey, Jake Allen start.
Yes, please.
Sign me up. Yeah. Anaheim or Vancouver. If Jake Allen gets the Vancouver starts, especially with Elias Pettersson out right now, I'd be more interested in that.
You're talking Philly
for Jersey.
What you're describing?
No, for New Jersey.
New Jersey,
yeah. Not against Anaheim, one of the highest scoring teams in the league. No, thank you. If Jake Allen starts against Vancouver, I'm interested in that.
So Jake Allen's got the prior start. So you'd imagine that since they're rotating pretty much evenly, like they're basically going alternating A B
which
style.
Surprises me. I really thought Markstrom was just the starter. There's no arguing that it was going to be like a 75-25 split going into the season. But wow, I wonder if Markstrom's playing through something.
But he's not just playing through something. He's not playing as the better goalie, right? Like 15 start, like they've had the same number of starts. Jake Allen's got their shutout. Same number of wins, but like same number of wins, same number of saves, but Allen has Markstrom's led in 13 extra goals, and that's why Allen's 908, Markstrom's 880. Allen, it's like not even close. You know what I mean? In terms of that they were genuinely playing them like, like based on trick of play. Yeah, it's pretty stark, honestly. I don't know if they would be favored against Anaheim. I genuinely don't think
No, I don't think so. And especially if they're having trouble scoring, they're not going to get the goal support against Anaheim. That's why I'm more interested in the Vancouver game.
Oh, Vancouver, dude.
Especially with
Nashville just passed Vancouver. Vancouver is dead last
place. Wow.
In the West and in the league.
See, they may not even need to trade for that future 2 seed. They'll just get it. I don't know what Gavin McKenna is. But Philly, I feel like Dan Vladar is right under just go check. I feel like he's someone, if you're jumping from goalie to goalie, that's just your play style. I feel like Dan Vladar is someone to look at. I feel like he's just under 50%. I don't know if
908 as well. Yeah, definitely
above league average. Now that we know. Pittsburgh, Yari, I just checked. He's like 53%. I hate that it's weird to say it, but I feel like he might be someone to hold right now.
Well, I'm just looking at his past games. Like, did someone hurt Shilovs? Like, why did Jari just start how many games in? Oh, sorry, no. One of those games came in relief. Okay, one of the Jari's games came in relief. That's why he has so many starts. But he started 6 of the last 8 games. Did I see this correctly?
And he's been good.
Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is to inflate his value for this rumored trade to Edmonton that's totally going to happen any minute now.
But
either way, he's playing good.
I don't know if Pittsburgh is trying to make the playoffs or trying to get McKenna. I'm going to say it out here for the pod again for any Pittsburgh fans out there. Like, it would be absolute insanity if after Mario Lemieux and after decades of Mario Lemieux, they end up with Crosby. And after decades of Crosby, they end up with Gavin. No, I would be so angry. I'm sorry. Like, please try for the playoffs. I would be so upset. How
this conspiracy theory brought to you by DraftKings.
Why in the world does Pittsburgh end up with all these good sports teams, Alan? This doesn't make any sense. This is not right.
And what else does Pittsburgh have going for them besides sports?
They have the Steelers with, like, I don't know, their football team. Anyways, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah, I don't know about Shilovs. I feel like that magic is kind of worn off. Maybe it's Jari season, if he's available for you. But yeah, I don't know.
I would definitely go for Jari. Yeah. Oh my goodness, dude.
But looking at next week, best schedules. So, and then I think Puckstud kind of asked this in the chat. So this is a good chance to answer it. So next week with an amazing, this only happens like once in a blue moon here. Someone has 5 games. One off night is the New York Rangers. So Puckstud's question, he's asking about Scott Morrow. If he holds that power play 1 deployment, absolutely someone you got to look at. But he's asking, if he's losing this week, does he go ahead and kind of punt and pick him up for next week? I don't know if I do it this early in the week. Because, it's a sample size of 2 power play opportunities late in the game. They could go back to, I would at least wait and see if we get practice lines tomorrow or Friday to see if that holds. And even then, they middle of next week, they could, I would say it's hot potato, right? Be ready to pick him up, but also be ready to get rid of him as quickly as you picked him up. But I don't know if I'd pick him up tonight. Like, maybe wait till we see some lines come out.
And I want to say too, like, 5 games is amazing. 5 games is also like
tough. It's like, I feel like every time I've tried to jump on a team that does 5 games, it never really works out.
It's also like 5 heavy nights. Oh, sorry, not 5 heavy nights. 4 of the 5 nights are heavy.
Oh, and then also of note, Sunday is technically considered a busy day because there are 9 games, 18 teams playing, so more than half the league.
Games or the big days to have gotten were a 15, 17, 19, right? Those were the 3 days to get.
Yeah.
Those are also the 3 days in which 2 of them, the Rangers aren't playing. Like, I definitely think there are ways you can structure this so that you can further optimize and get, like if you have one slot, you can get more games than the 5 than if you were to just randomly choose and scramble in Rangers, I think.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, the Rangers aren't typically a team you really get much streaming value out of. So yeah, Scott Morrow, I mean, that's the priority ad if he keeps power play 1. Other than that, you got a couple teams of 4 games, 3 off nights, Florida and Winnipeg. And the worst schedules, there's 7 teams that have 3 games, no off nights. For the audio only guys, I'm not going to read them off to you. Doesn't make for great listening. So we will just jump straight into the mailbag.
You've got mail.
Mailbag.
Go through these as quick as we can so we can get to some of the questions up there in the chat. So this first one, I kind of helped with about a week ago. He first brought this up. Patrick Fry in the Discord. It's a 10-team head-to-head Cats Bangers redraft. So ultimately it started off as like he's looking at trading Marner and Gostisbehere for Brett and Yossi. Eventually kind of built the trade to Brett, Yossi, Zibanejad for Marner, Gostisbehere, and Batherson. That's what he's kind of aiming toward. Let me check his latest update he sent right before the show. I know he said, yeah, he's throwing some picks in there. Trades kind of stalled out. So do we? Yeah, he's basically still asking. I still think, especially right now, it's a good time. Right now is, I think, basically a good time to buy low on Bratt with Jack out. But yeah, I feel like Zibanejad in any kind of league where you have like multiple categories like that, Zibanejad is a beast this season. Yeah, I kind of feel like the Bratt, Yossi, Zibanejad is kind of the better side. I don't know if you agree, Jay.
I think we covered this in the Saturday sit start as well, and I probably like talked his ear off on that component. But yeah, just I'm so with you, Alan. I completely agree.
Because I know in our like Super Bangers league, like I checked like right before the show, freaking Zibanejad was like ranked 18th overall.
Right.
Like his peripherals are just that friggin' good.
It's disgusting, right? But more so, like you look at the players and you can basically say Brett Marner, Yossi Gostisbehere, Zibanejad, Batherson, right? Like you're almost comparing like for like and seeing where it is. I would rather have Yossi over Gostisbehere. So that already skews A. I would rather have Zibanejad over Batherson, and I think Zibanejad probably has a higher ceiling than Batherson as well, just in terms of how the team is structured. So
definitely with peripherals. I mean, I haven't checked like how many points like Batherson's pacing for, but definitely you're gonna get a lot more like extra category coverage with
100%. So the real hinge point is how do we feel about Brett and how do we feel about Marner? And I think the entire point I put forward between Brett and Marner is not necessarily a talent pool issue because, yeah, like who would not? I would be pretty surprised if somebody said Marner was the less talented one. I think everyone would probably reasonably argue for Marner being the more talented side. My issue is more that Marner is losing minutes. Marner is not needing to minute munch the way he did on the Leafs with Vegas. So Brad, on the other hand, is currently playing, in a depressed setup without his top guy with him. So if you're looking at a ceiling versus floor play, Marner's always going to be in an angle where he doesn't need to be as good now in our fantasy hockey season. He just needs to be like average, right? Like I think I even did like a breakdown, not breakdown. I did like a look through on them.
Yeah, you could. I feel like this is one you could spend just hours analyzing. Like it's one guy you're selling high on, you're buying low on. Like it's there's a lot to this.
But the main one too is Marner just doesn't have the shots anymore. That's what was happening. He has the same number of assists that everyone's projected. Not shots. He doesn't shoot as much, and his goals themselves are way lower. And you basically realize, yeah, like everyone else on his team shoots a metric crap ton. Like, why would he be shooting anymore? You know, like there's only that many shots to go in a game. If you lean the first, you probably just get more value, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I didn't realize he'd gone over that on Saturday, but okay, great. That saves us a lot of time. And the next up, Hard Days Night, and this is what I was alluding to. Can we hope Fowler can save the Habs season with an emphasis on structure and defense? Like I said earlier, man, I don't know about that Habs defense when they were standing in the straight line down the slot. But yeah, right now, Habs looks like in their last 2 weeks, they're a -8 goal differential, -12 on the season. They're not leaking as many shots. They're a -3.8 shot differential in the last 2 weeks. But they are, they do kind of need someone to stop the bleeding with the goals. So is this someone who could? I don't know. AHL is more meant to be a development league. So ideally you would hope he could come in and make a difference, especially with those numbers. But yeah, I don't know. There's no guarantee.
This team needs to really, at its core, this team kind of reminds me, this years back, Alan, but it reminds me of the 18-19 or the 17-18 Leafs. And it was, I'm sorry, the 17-18 Leafs. And I'm referring to that specific iteration in team where they were kind of like not the baby Leafs, but they were a couple seasons in. I remember it was hilarious where like, I think it was mentioned at one point, people were saying, you know how like games in, man, Alan, this is not like a Bet365 ad or whatever, but like, you know, games could have like people bet on anything, right? So they're betting not just on who wins the game, but like how many goals are scored in a game.
Yeah.
And they said the team that was the Leafs, you guys can check this, by the way, fact check this, but it was like in 17-18, check the Leafs, and like you can look through their like game records. I think
like the over-unders.
They were breaking their overs in first periods. You know what I mean? Like it was that scale. Like this, and it was either way. You know what I mean? Like they were scoring 5 or losing 5, or there were 5 goals or 10 goals or how many goals. It was just that sort of high event, like chaotic hockey. Look, Alan, look at the standings right now. I couldn't believe my fucking eyes. They scored 93 goals, Alan. When we're saying they're negative, whatever was it, 12?
That goal difference, -12 on the season, yeah.
Alan, you'd expect if they have -12, they've scored like 70 goals or last. You know what I mean? They scored 93 goals. They're one of the top scoring teams in the conference.
And that's why it seems like it's just gotten, if they were -8 in the last 2 weeks, it just seems like it's only really gotten bad lately. Recall when neither Montembeault or Dobis are like injured or sick.
But it's coinciding with them not scoring quite as much, right? So really, there's 2 ways to solve this problem, Alan. One is, yes. Okay, first, is it extreme to say save the season? Like, guys, they're 2 points out of the playoff spot.
Dude, and all these, especially the East, I haven't looked out West, but freaking Metro and the Atlantic, man, like both of those divisions are just so compressed. Like, it's still anyone's.
For some reason,
probably
except for Washington.
It's just all these divisions are so compressed. Like it's still anyone's game.
Anyone's game. And the other part I would say too is like there's 2 compressions, right? So one is it's not save the season because their season's not over, but the other one is I think, Alan, if they just scored a couple, you know, like if they literally score just upticks, their upticks for metrics and scoring go a little bit up. Maybe it goes +8 the next 2 or 3 weeks. And then we're all going, wow, look at this team. It's so tough. But I know for a fact, Alan, we talk about how league average has gone down and all that jazz. What the fuck is an 8.57 though? Like that is not acceptable, Monty.
No,
like, come on.
Gross.
This is like, what was that season out? Was it last season? Was it last season with the Avs where they were like running an 800 with, oh my goodness, what was his face, Alan? What was the goalie? That
Forgiev.
There we go. Alexander Georgiev. Oh my God. It was insanity. And what did the team do? Like they basically were like, we continue on the scoring, fly, man. And they got a league out, crushed the rest of it.
Yeah. So the answer is to be determined. And then last question here, Swiss cheese. dropped Skinner, so you saved yourself. I congratulate you. So now he is running Wallstead, Soros, and Askarov, 12-team
jealous of
head-to-head.
Wallstead. Jealous.
I know,
of Wallstead.
right? Congratulations. I hate you.
I'm so happy for you.
12-team head-to-head Cats redraft, wins, saves, goals against average, save percentage. Thoughts? Yeah. Honestly, once I kind of side by side, Skinner and Soros kind of about the same, but I trust in Soros as an individual goalie a little bit more.
Okay, but like some of the stats, Alan, are not telling the full tale. Like that game against Colorado, like all we see on the score line is, oh, they won 4-3. They don't see that the win was in a shootout against Colorado, and they don't see that Colorado scored with like 6 or 8 seconds left in the game. Like this Nashville team.
Yeah, Nashville's doing something. I don't know if they got threatened to not go to the Sphere again or what happened, or it's just that Trotz is like, what is it? How recently was that where Trotz is like, I just need freaking more from my players, and it seems like that's when things got better. I don't know. Nashville's just been actually winning games lately. It's weird.
Wait, Alan, all we got to do is tell these professional players to play better, and it works.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Just play more gooder. I don't know. Have you tried firing the coach yet?
Yeah, true. It's like that endless circle of like, what can I do?
Yeah.
Have you tried firing? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Skinner and Saros are kind of interchangeable. Someone might pick up Skinner since you dropped him. Someone like me who hates themselves.
I was gonna go the one direction, Alan, where I was asking, like, in terms of San Jose, Askarov, like, first of all, game day to day, right? So
yeah, illness. So
illness, right, for sure. But the second part, even if you looked at his last few games,
I know he's coming back down to earth.
It's been a tough. It pulled as well, right, against Washington. And when you look at Askarov, you almost wonder, like, hey, I got like a solid 2 weeks of value from this guy, maybe 3 or 4 weeks of value from this guy. Is there a moment where I'm preempting it? Because what is his ownership value? He is, okay, Alan, what the fuck? 70% rostered? What the hell happened?
I believe that. He had that amazing November.
It was amazing. I don't know. Like, yeah. The one thing I will also advise against, and I'll say this. You can make the quote-unquote right decision for, let's say, a goalie being let go for a certain space of time. But the market might stay irrational. And if he ends up having those waves and crests, maybe you can't actually tap back into his value because somebody else is holding on to him.
Yeah.
Even through the shitter, if you're willing to drop him, but the other team isn't willing to drop him. I don't know. Because, okay, Alan, I'm going to say out right here, I think there are moments in the league and moments in the season, maybe this coming stretch of like 8 weeks or however, where Askarov is absolutely like not worth the whole.
Not rosterable. No, I think we may be hitting that, or unless this illness was setting in and that's why he was falling off a cliff. Yeah, I think we might be approaching that.
But do you
point of diminishing return on Askarov?
But do you think but Alan, that's the part where 70% concerns me, because people will hold on to their
players. No, think about it. At any given point in the NHL, how many fantasy relevant or how many relevant goalies in general are there? 32-ish, right? Like someone's going to get stuck with an Askarov.
Yes. And I mean, even 32-ish is like, that Askarov is on the cusp, right? Askarov is definitely more closer to 32 than he is 1. And so maybe Alan, okay, let's do this one for the listener before, where it's like, if not Askarov, who? Because I'm going to look and see any of the goalies that I'm like glancing around right now, bouncing around, let's say our waiver wires. And I'm like, okay, I see Jake Allen, Dan Vladar, Jakub Dobis.
Yuck.
Any of those guys that I'm looking at, I'm like, fuck, Alan, I
Yeah,
Bring me back
sometimes it is
Askarov.
just that. Yeah, sometimes it's that gross. It's like, yeah, just close the
Bring me
gate.
back Askarov. So
We'll keep him.
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, so let's try to speed bag some of these questions here in the chat. I do kind of like this one from Frank. Kairu, when he comes off of IR, he was labeled week to week. I would say we need to see some kind of turnaround from the Blues as a team. Right now, I mean, before he got injured, he wasn't even pacing for 50 points. I just not.
Hey,
I don't
Alvin,
want
I
any
think it was
piece
like
of the
56
Blues.
points. It was 56 points.
No,
Like
47. Pacing for 47 points.
It was disgusting.
Yuck.
Oh my god, it was horrible.
What's wrong, Jordan Bennington? He's on the Blues. That's what it is. So there we go.
He's a guy. He's a guy that is a, what do you call it? I'm trying to think of like a crazy stat, but there was something to the stat of like, I'll bring a basketball stat in or something, but it was like, I think it was like Steph Curry. Steph Curry had a stat where it was like, if he had received an insult from either of like, it was either enemy fans that taunted him, or not enemy fans, sorry, opposing fans that taunted him, or an opponent player, his 3-point percentages were like, I don't remember like the variation exact number, but it was like stark to the point you're like, this is weird. Like, does this guy actually like remember and like take things to heart? And I can't think of an exact equivalent for Jordan Binnington, but it really does seem that for Binnington, it's more like when he is playing in a pressure cooker situation where he needs to rise up, he is doubted, he is despondently disparaged. Bam, like,
you sure about that?
Up.
Sometimes I feel like it's the opposite. It's like,
you think?
But I'm like, I feel like he cracks under pressure.
But wasn't that like okay? Think about it. The Blues were last, and he came all the way to the top, right? He rode, he carried them. There was that Team Canada one, like was it Four Nations or whatever, where like he should have lost. Like honestly, Alan, the USA should have won. You know what I mean? Like on all metrics and all everything, like they should. Binnington,
I remember
for some
that
reason,
man. I was in that bar ready to start a USA chant. I was so ready, and I was let down.
And Binnington, for some reason, like Alan, Binnington faced Hellebuck. You know what I mean? Like the best goalie in the league. I was like, it's so weird how like Binnington of all goalies like bested the best goalie in the league, and yet you look at Binnington, and right now his issue is what? There's no goalie really challenging him for a spot.
Hofer,
is there
a little bit?
Like, is Hofer really
put together a couple good starts lately? I feel like I'm imagining. I feel like I'm hallucinating it, but I know we've had a couple listeners tell us that Blues are more of a second half team. You gotta let them bake. Let them bake.
That statement. I've heard second half teams so. Oh my god, I'm starting to believe it, and we're getting to the second half. Like January 1st is ticking out. Like, I'm ready to see the second half Blues team because I've been told about this team like since it feels like the beginning of time.
Yeah, here we go. So, all right. So, yeah, the last night Hofer lost against Boston. All right, cool. 6th, he starts against Ottawa, lets in one goal, wins the game. Anaheim, looks like he lost that game, but only let in one goal.
Utah.
Shutout against Utah. So Hofer, he's put together a good couple games. I don't know. There's just Blues aren't doing what I thought they would this season, and it makes no sense.
The one thing that's crazy with Jordan Binnington too is right now, like, let's be real in terms of his save percentage. If he's at 8.75 now, Alan, what percentage? Like, let's say he averages out, because I don't think you need him to at least be league average, if not like better than league average. Let's say 900, just for the Blue. Like, he needs to average 900 right at the end of this season right now. Oh, sorry, rephrase. At the end of this season right now, he needs to average 900 for the Blues, I think, to stand a chance at playoffs and further.
Last respectable game was the 22nd, it was a 968 again.
he's gonna need like what's the percentage for the rest of the season? Like, does he need to go 925 in order for him to get back, to 900 and get the Blues back on? It's pretty extreme at this point. He's gonna need to really, really make strides in a turnaround.
And I don't know if it's necessarily goal support, but I just feel like there's guys on that team that, like Buchnevich specifically, who aren't playing up to their salaries, and it's just I don't know.
It is horrible. And maybe I'll say this too, like a part of last season, and I think things that skew perspectives is that Dylan Holloway, what a revelation last season, because he was not supposed to be on the Blues, right? Like he was
offer sheeted
and functionally poached from his role as a bottom six forward that was overperforming, and he replicated that overperformance on the Blues, right? But the Blues this season, I would say Holloway is like, he's not just overperforming, he's like the only one performing,
I mean, Rob Tom had a couple goals last night.
Yes.
All right, so just to bring this in, we'll do one last question from Puckstud here. Wants us to rank handful of goalies here. Categories: wins, save percentage, shutouts. Is that it? Wins, save percentage, shutouts. Okay. Skinner, Decord, Saros, Veggie. I'm going Veggie, Decord. And then I feel like Skinner and Saros are samey. Not a real big difference to me. Maybe Skinner and Saros.
We'd have to look at those specific weeks and your specific fantasy weeks.
Oh, for fantasy playoffs. Oh, man, we're already talking fantasy playoffs.
We would have to look at your play. Okay, and key thing I would say, Puckstead, too, like a couple things rolling. If you're already planning for playoffs, great on you. In my leagues, unfortunately, I am thick in the throes of trying to make it to the dance, let alone planning ahead. So if you're already planning ahead there, I know that means you're probably thinking ahead on a bye. So you're the March 23rd week is most likely the week you're looking at, right? March 23rd and March 30th. Alan, I'm trying to find those schedules ahead of time, but for some reason,
yes, it's tough because I feel like
on Daily Faceoff, it's not showing. And I don't know why.
No, what I would always do to find them was just be like Google. I would just Google Yahoo fantasy hockey important dates or something like that, and it would just I would find them that way.
Yeah.
I just because I feel like Utah should get better, at least where they are in the standings now. Edmonton should get better, but what if they trade for a goalie? What does this do for Skinner?
For sure.
I feel like Seattle and Nashville should be sellers, so they will get worse.
Decord and Saros, I think, are guaranteed to be like for years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see another goalie displacing either Decord or Saros from the crease.
Right.
Whereas I think even Veggie, for example, like, that wasn't a guarantee even last season, where he outplayed his way right into ensuring that he would be the, like, Alan, I swear Connor Ingram at one point was still competing right before he got traded.
It was he got it was injured or something, or that might have been when he took his personal leave.
Yes. And I would say, hey, looking now, Veggie is definitely playing to the point where I don't think Vitek Vanacek's done anything to convince the rabble. Yeah. So maybe the last three are more stable than. Why don't we do this, Alan? Okay, let's go floor. Which goalies would you rank them in terms of these four?
See, I would say I almost kind of like divide them. I would say like I would have Skinner and Veggie as like these are goalies on teams that are bound to get better.
Yes.
Toward the later part of the season, and Decord and Saros are going to be on teams that are going to get worse.
Yes.
Unless Seattle just has an amazing turnaround. Nashville, I'm sorry, will most likely not. Unless magic happens and Saros gets traded to a contender. That probably won't happen in season, though.
I thought you were gonna throw them a life preserver, Alan, and you just
No.
like,
No. Sorry, Nashville.
But I completely agree with your analysis. Like, it's so true. Like those two and those two.
But then to try to like rank them from there, I don't know if I could. Because I said, Edmonton could trade for a goalie, and then then I'm definitely going Vejmelka Skinner.
Actually, if he's going wins and save percentage, right? Like wins and save percentage, I think that skews Skinner, right? Because Skinner just has the
maybe, I don't know. I keep hearing about this fifth best schedule, but Skinner, it doesn't show it in the save percentage, right? And then we need Edmonton to score to actually get the wins.
It's actually so crazy, some of the games and the save percentages you see Stuart Skinner come out of, and you're like, wait, that's a win? You know what I mean? It's like incredible still.
There he is. Okay, March 16th, his playoff start.
March 16th, yeah, March 16th. But March 16th, when they start, he's going to likely get a bye. I'm assuming, right? Is what the
hopefully.
That's what I'm guessing if he's playing with what do you call it? Fantasy playoffs with considered. Alan, I haven't considered fantasy playoffs. You know what I mean? Like in my leagues, I am so in the muck and mire. Like it's tough.
I love how like the league I'm the least invested in is the league I'm somehow doing the best in. I'm just hate this.
And the thing is, like when you look at certain, and I would say too, like Puckstud, one thing you have to double check as well is that when you're looking at the goalies, I had this in seasons past where I like seriously just looked at the schedule and was like, okay, these teams got 4, that team's got 4. I traded, I did all the things. And then I actually friggin' went to my week. Couldn't start any damn one of them in the same setup because all 4 of them were played and overlapped on the same damn game. So actually check to see, like, start those guys, look at how they overlap and coalesce, and double check because you don't want to be in a situation where, you know, you have a Skinner, Decord, and Saros and you can't start them all because they end up, you know, they'll play on the same damn nights. So, yeah, just check ahead of time. Make sure they can all fit. My take, Alan, I guess, for those goalies specifically, building on what you said about ceilings, floors, and then would get better or not, I think if you were to... I would go all or nothing on one or the other bucket. Where I would say I would try to go, I wouldn't try to splice them. So I wouldn't try to, let's say, get a Skinner and a Decord where you get one ceiling play and one floor play.
See, yeah, there we go. If Utah's got 2 games in your finals, that definitely takes Vejmelka.
2 games in the finals?
Yeah, 2 games in your finals.
So I guess the play would be to avoid Veggie then.
Yeah.
Which teams have the 4 games?
So Decord has favorable schedule in the first week. Veggie doesn't. So it sounds like Veggie maybe someone you trade.
Yes, agreed. And would you expand that for Mammoth in general?
I don't know. Depending on your format. But yeah, oh man, that's without getting too far in the weeds, that's maybe like a playoff primer talk.
Let's do it.
But yeah, Vejmelka is not helping you in your final. Maybe that's someone you'd move off of for someone who could help you. Maybe not plan for the final, but maybe not someone who can help you all 3 weeks in the playoffs, but someone who can help you like 2 and 3. Yeah, Saros 2-game final. But then again, like I said, Nashville team not going to be getting better in the back half of the season. So he's, obviously, like definitely of those 4, probably the bottom for me. He's probably already in the bottom for me. But yeah, there we go. So it sounds like you want to move off of Vejmelka and Saros if you can.
Sure.
But yeah, there we go. I think, so probably Skinner at the top, then Decord, and then Vejmelka, Saros. So yeah, let's bring this thing in for a landing there then, Jay. Thanks for everyone who watched us live. And we will be back Saturday, start Saturday, and then some point, some combination of us will be here for the week 11 script. Good night, everyone, and good mental health.
We'll pick you up later.
Adios, turd nuggets.